Well, welcome into the channel, Tennessee Podcast. It is April the 8th, 2026. The orange and white game is on deck. Are agents screwing athletes? The transfer portal is the transfer portal ruining college athletics? The baseball team travels to Mississippi State this weekend. And, buddy, my favorite thing in the whole world, in my life at the moment right now, it makes me the most happy this weekend, starting tomorrow, actually, Thursday, April 9th, the Masters. A tradition like no other. But anyway, buddy, let's get going. Let's get talking. Let's talk. My name is Rainey, your host, alongside my good friend, Austin Brown. How are we doing, my friend? How are we doing?
We are excellent. It's a crazy season right now. It's a lot of I don't know, but it's interesting.
Yeah. We'll have a lot of well, let's just dive into it. The first our first topic we're going to dive into, a lot of we don't knows, a lot of unknowns are in the transfer portal right now. And we can talk about that, about the baseball, the basketball teams and what's going on there. And I just proposed a question to start the show: is the transfer portal ruining college sports? We'll dive into that as well. But at the moment, we all know what's going on in the portal when it comes to basketball. We've had a lot of players leave in our basketball programs, especially our women's and our men's. We had the same thing happen last year in our men's program.
Man, we lost a lot of players. Let me check all of them. The bus is empty.
And that's what's kind of like proposes the question of, is it ruining college sports? And my answer is yes, of course it is. But we were in the same position last year in basketball. We had 4 or 5 players left on our roster before we rebuilt a brand new roster and went to the Elite Eight. But I hate to break it to everybody, but that is college sports now. You're going to have a new team every single year, and I absolutely despise that idea. We have been talking about this all week, Austin, about how there needs to be something done about this, right?
Yes, there needs to be something. I would say contracts and buyouts and just make it pro sports. Let's stop kidding ourselves. And the ADs need to give up the control and make this a truly contract. What's the collective bargaining? Introduce that, and you can change. But I've only said that 8,000 times. So let's just live in the here and the now and build ourselves a super team. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, when you just said that about, or when I just said that about players, you'll have a different team every single year. I got to thinking earlier today when I was driving home about how the saddest part about that is I feel like you're never going to get Jemai Meshack or a Zakai Ziegler or a Grant Williams or Admiral Schofield on your team ever again. Like, that's the sad part for me, is because I feel like every year, and me and my wife were talking about this, I think it was last year actually, of how I don't know any of these players coming into the season. Like, I'm not excited to see anyone yet because I don't know anything about them. We haven't had like a connection with them throughout the first couple years. Like the players like Sakai and Grant and Admiral and just all them dudes, man. It's like you don't know anything about anyone anymore.
Yeah.
Start of season.
If I gotta say, the one that hurt the most was JP Estrella, because I saw all the best and the worst of him in his
Mhm.
first 3 years here, and I really was hoping to see a last season from him that could have, you know, you could see the fruition of all you watched. I want to see a guy transform into that. I saw Grant Williams be chubby and struggle, and then get a little here and there, have his good moments as a freshman. And then I saw him win as SEC Player of the Year twice after that. And same thing with Admiral Schofield. Basically, you saw the good and the bad, and then you saw his absolute peak, tippy top peaks. Same as Zakai, same with Wayne Chisholm back in the day, same with Ron Slay, same with John Fulkerson. It's the most satisfying thing to see a guy have a full career. I mean, I straight in the face, I don't know who the next 1,000-point scorer for Tennessee is. You have to stay 3 or 4 years to make that happen. I don't know who it
Exactly.
is. I don't know
Exactly.
when that will happen. I might have gray hair next time that happens. I don't hell, I don't know. But and I'm not saying it's impossible. Obviously, we are not. We're not like freaking. I don't know, Wake Forest. We can afford to keep our players if they're worth it. And truth be told, Barnes is looking at this as, I'm just going to say it, his last season. And keeping Amari Evans, keeping Troy, or well, Troy is actually coming back, but keeping Amari Evans, keeping Cade Phillips, uh, he needs to look at it as what is going to give me the best result next season. That's truly because it is, I think, his last ride, his last hurrah,
We will
and
see.
he's going to choose guys based on how much they can contribute to next season. Now, I don't think Amari Evans. I mean, I hope he comes back. I hope there's any shot in hell he decides to stay because I think he could have a good future here. But next year, I don't think like spending 2 million on him. I don't know if that's the best way to spend 2 million for next season.
Yeah. All right.
Same with Bishop Boswell. Sorry.
Yeah. Let's. I want to play a little game here about all the players that left, and I'm just going to go hypothetical here. If let's say all the players that left winded up on an SEC rival that you have to play every year, would you be scared to play them? And I'm going to get on the list. Any SEC team, would you be scared to play Cade Phillips?
No, I mean, no.
Okay. Clarence Masamba, who didn't even play.
Well, I know he was injured, so I don't even know
Yeah.
anything about the guy.
Bishop Boswell.
Uh, no. I mean, I listen, both you and me went through it. We're not gonna act like we're total hypocrites. We liked a lot about his game, but
Yeah.
truth be
He's
told, I don't
he's
think he's a starting two guard.
yeah.
I like what he can give you defensively. It kind of reminds me of Triple J in a way, but Triple J had a higher ceiling on offense, I believe.
Jalen Carey.
Uh, he's a weird one. He is a weird player, man. I can't ever get an idea for what Jalen Carey is because he get like I can't lie. I mean, I remember that Virginia, I remember the Iowa State game, and I felt like that was a guy that gave you key buckets down the stretch.
Yeah.
So it's tough, but and honestly, mm, he know
Yes or
you
yeah.
know what? No, because he didn't do a damn thing against Vandy.
So yes or no?
Given the opportunity, which he had 2 opportunities, actually 3, he didn't do much at all. So no.
No. Okay. So we got all. You said no on every one of them, right? Correct. Amari Evans.
You didn't ask me Estrella.
Amari Evans. I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay. I know we're
Amari
done.
Evans.
Um, uh, I do think there's a slight chance he comes back here, but
I know.
Amari
But would you be scared?
Evans.
This is the game. If you had to play them.
Okay, is maybe an option.
No. It's yes or no.
Yes, I'll say yes. I think that kid has the highest ceiling of anyone with that we lost.
Okay. JP Estrella. Would you be scared to play him?
Mm, I don't know. No, I mean yes. I mean yes and no. It's a weird thing. If he stays the guy he is, probably not. But if he transforms himself after a healthy offseason, then maybe. So it's a tough question to ask. I'll just go with no, assuming he's just gonna stay injury prone.
The main point I'm trying to get at is we've lost all these players and we're saying no, we wouldn't be scared to play them. That's my main point. So is Rick Barnes that's the next question I kind of want to get to. Is Rick Barnes I know he's not I know some of these players are not saying to get out, walk by, but a lot of these players, I feel like they are gonna kind of get a little nudge to the side, like we're gonna move on from you because we want to get other players in here that we think can contribute.
I mean,
Because in my opinion, I think that Rick Barnes has got to go more offensive scheme in this, and we've already seen that with him going out and getting Tyler Lundblade. Um, So, and he's incoming from Belmont, and he's a shooter. He's a pure shooter. He shoots a lot. So I think that Rick Barnes, he looks at those guys and says, "You don't give me a lot of scoring." If this is the way he's going, which I feel like that's the way he is going right now, in the direction that he's going. Um,
I don't
just
disagree with you. I think
yeah.
it's more or less these guys aren't that great and they're asking for money. And I'm
Exactly.
just like, we got a budget, a good
Mhm.
little budget here. And we are not poor. I think we might be one of the top 7 spenders in college basketball come the end of this. Um, and
Okay,
I
so
just don't know if what we saw, like this team was not that good last year. Like they had moments where Nate Mint couldn't really contribute, and guess what? We lost in those games usually.
yeah, yeah, and okay, yes, and so say we offer JP Strella like 1.5, and then we hear that he's gonna get offered. That's what his agent says. He can get offered $3 million. Are you paying $3 million for JP Estrella? No,
Not with the injury not with his injury
exactly.
issues.
You're not.
I
Just
don't think which I'm not trying to attack a guy for that. He got his complete leg landed on.
we're not
But
attacking anybody. We're trying to
no,
figure this out.
I'm just being honest. The odds of you make it through that season healthy are, I
Slim.
mean, it's never happened. So based $3 million, I can get a lot of good things for $3 million, man. I can
Yeah,
get
yeah, I would say so.
I think we should go all in on just a bunch of studs that were, you know, um, bright lights in dark rooms. A lot of guys that were, studs on those losing teams and put them all in one or group of 5 teams and see if we can build a team like Michigan just had. I will say the topic you were heading into was, is
Mhm.
this killing college sports that you don't see these guys stay multiple years and progress and grow and turn into something great? Do I think that is a net negative for the sport of college basketball and college football and college baseball? Yes, I think. I say yes because I'm a college sports fan. I've been at this for
Uh-huh.
15 years. I mean, for almost 20 years. It was really close to 20 years. Um, I've been a diehard college sports fan, and that's how I've done it. Like I just said, John Fulkerson, Sakai Ziegler, Wayne Chisholm. I saw them grow. I saw them get on campus and struggle and then turn into something great. That's kind of the reward you get as a fan, to feel like you know the guy by the end of his career. And you feel a lot of
Exactly.
it's a rewarding feeling when he starts
Exactly.
playing to the highest of his abilities, and then you see him go in the pros and do that and whatever.
Well, and even it
That's
sucks.
going away to a certain extent.
Yeah, and it sucks even more when you see him improving, kinda like you said, JP Estrella a little bit. We'll kinda give that example, but, like, when you say you see a man grow and you see him develop a little bit, and then he goes somewhere else. He's gone.
Tobe
It's like
Awaka
yeah, exactly, and you cannot get attached to these players because they're bye. The I'm gone, and that
in the
kinda leads
car.
me exactly, and that kinda leads me to the next point. Are agents screwing these athletes? Because agents are telling kids they are worth, a certain amount, and they hit the portal, and the school that they were originally at offers some lower amounts of money compared to what the agent is saying, and then they end up taking a pay cut because they don't get is the amount of money that their agent is saying. Let's make a prime example of Nico Imaliava. There it is, right there. Like you're getting bad advice from your agents and these people around you that are telling these kids that hey, you are going to make $3 million when you go to another school, and they hit the portal in a snap of a finger, and then they get to the other side, and the grass isn't so green on the other side. And to go along with that as well, there's about 3,000 kids out of 5,600 D1 athletes that are in the portal right now. Doesn't that blow your
Yeah,
mind? Doesn't that
it's
blow your mind?
it's this sport. It's weird because we say this like this is not sustainable. You're not going to retain fan attention with this, and yet they can slap it in our face and say, "Hey, our ratings have never been higher. Every bit of this transfer portal stuff is high. Like everyone wants to know what's happening, and it's kind of crazy to follow, and it's good for our business. It's not doing bad on like the terms of the people that make money off covering college basketball. They're making like in the ones in charge of it, they're making a lot of money. I don't know. I mean, it's what it is, but maybe they aren't marketing the sport to diehard fans like you and me anymore. And it kind of sucks, but also I'm just about okay, this is where my mentality is at right now. If I want to build the best possible basketball team for this coming season because I think this is the end of an era and I want to see it go out with a bang. And that is the approach Rick Barnes and Tennessee needs. We could have kept these guys. We could have. I mean, the opportunity was presented to us, and we said we just won't pay that because we don't think you're worth that next season. And and I think they're right. I don't think Mari Evans is worth that because he's not that good of a shooter. And Sam Bishop Boswell. I think that is proof alone that you are going heavy on scores and we're going to use that budget to see how great of a team we can be next season. If we're looking to the deep in the future, I definitely think Amari Evans and Bishop Boswell. I mean, not Bishop Boswell. Amari Evans has a really high ceiling, but for next season, I don't know how high it is. I mean, I saw him kind of ball out against Vandy, but and I kind of like him. He's a shifty guy. He gets in he'll be very aggressive, and I like that. But at the same time, I think we're just looking at maybe a 22-year-old that can do things a little better than him. And I don't disagree with Rick Barnes and the staff there. I think they're about to about to blow some people away with the guys they're going to add.
Okay,
I we
so
got a
you
few
say,
names already.
yeah, you say that. We'll get to those names. You say that, and you said something a while back to me, and it kind of a lot of people are saying that Rick Barnes is getting to the end where he might hang it up after this year or the year after that. But you said something a while back that I disagree with, but I kind of agree with it now. That Rick Barnes, I feel like he's having fun with this. That it's given him more energy. That it's rejuvenated him, and he feels like that he can build a Final Four team with bringing new pieces in every single season. And I don't know. I heard Chris Lowe earlier talk about how Rick Barnes is not really slowing down right now at the moment, but he is getting up there in age, but at the same time, he feels like Rick Barnes is kind of rejuvenated by this way of basketball where you get new kids in, you coach them up every single year. And I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. I
I
don't know.
mean, I saw him yell at Chaz Lanier, uh, earn your money or earn your paycheck or whatever it
Mhm.
was. What did he say? I don't know. He
He said something
mentioned
along the lines of that, yes.
he said something along those lines, and I think he enjoys that because it's like straight up, and he doesn't have to deal with the parents anymore. He doesn't have to deal with all that BS. He can just coach the players that are there for the money, yeah, but also are there to get ready for the pros. These are guys that want to make money. Let's be honest. They came here to make money, yes, but also because they want to get ready for the NBA and where they can make even more money. They're serious about their careers, and I think he likes that. And I mean, the proof's in the pudding. We had three straight Elite Eights. That's never happened before. But and he just talks so much about wanting to be the team that breaks that glass ceiling of Tennessee never making a Final Four. I think this is the best program on campus right now. And I don't think it's close.
Yeah.
Um, it's and I think we will get to that Final Four. By the way, just things are looking, he's going to spend more money than anyone besides Kentucky in the SEC, and I think we're gonna build a great team. I think we're gonna build a bunch of scores. We're gonna build a team like the Michigan team that just took us down and won the national title. I think that's kind of
I
the
mean,
mentality.
that's gonna be really hard to do. I think that was just but see that, and that's where people are gonna see. That's where I think this is gonna go too as well. Is people are gonna be like, well, why don't we just do what Michigan did? That you can't just do what Michigan did. That's really hard to do, and that was just a an example of like, oh, they got the right pieces together and it worked out. And that's not going to work out for every school. But what I'm saying with Rick Barnes is, I think he has fun trying to put that together. I think he's having fun trying to do that with the portal. It's like when you're on a video game and you can just kind of pick up who you want to or try to get who you want to. You don't always get them, but it's fun to try to pick up free agents and make your team better. And I think it's fun for
I
him at
mean,
least.
3 years in a row now, one of our transfers has won the SEC Newcomer of the Year award.
Mhm.
So this man has been killing it with these portal players. Let him just build an entire team out of them. Let's see. And with multiple guys making the big money, maybe two or three making north of $3 million. What could that look like? And I think it may be the best version of what we've seen the past few years. I hope. I hope. I mean, it's all hope, but this is fun. I think he wants it. I think he knows he's not going to coach forever. And is this his last year? I mean, I guess there's no guarantee it's not. It is,
Yeah.
but I feel like it is. But I think he's going to go balls to the wall and see what he can build. And
So what
a
if
bunch of freshmen weren't going to, we can do better for next season.
hypothetically, what if he can get a roster like Kentucky's roster last year? Because Mark Pope, I don't even know what to even think about that guy. But like, say Rick Barnes puts a roster together like Kentucky's, that he just like they spend a lot of money on good players. Because I'm hearing that he's gonna have money to spend in this portal class, so he's gonna have money to spend, and we are still waiting on a decision from Nate Ament. It's I'm hearing a lot of people are saying 50-50. I don't know if that's even true or not. But what did you say about Troy Henderson earlier today when we
Um,
were talking?
okay. Troy Henderson announced he entered the portal, and then 24 hours later, I think, he announced he decided to stay at UT. And he kind of he kind of came. I mean, the major reason he came to UT was and why UT pursued him was that he was AAU teammates with Nate Ament. I mean, so I'm not saying that's a guarantee that Nate's coming back because they had other reasons to like Troy Henderson. He had quality minutes and whatnot, but um, that's something at least. That
Yeah.
is something. I mean, I'm not gonna say Nate's coming back because I
No.
mean, it's rare. I mean, a guy getting the lowest projection is what, 16.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he, yeah,
Here's his projections. There was one company that had him at 16, which I've never even heard of them before. But Nate Ament's projection in the NBA draft. CBS Sports has him at number 9 going to Milwaukee. USA Today has him going number 13 to Portland, and Bleacher Report has him going to 14 to Memphis. So it, after watching him all season, and listen, I know he's projected to go number 1 overall. He averaged, I believe, like 16.7 points a game in college ball. I mean, he was out a couple weeks with injury, so that affected his average. But when you watch him play basketball, and you're just now seeing Kenny Chandler get going in the NBA, and I kind of put it like the Kennedy Chandler effect of Kenny Chandler was really good in college, but you at the same time were like, I don't think he's ready for the NBA just quite yet. And of course, Kenny Chandler gets drafted by the Grizzlies in the second round of the NBA draft. Kenny Chandler isn't good enough to play in the NBA. Kenny Chandler gets sent down to the G League for a long time, and now he plays for Utah Jazz, and he's really damn good right now. He just blew up the other night on one of his games and had just an insane night for the Utah Jazz. But is Nate meant to you in that same boat of this kid might need to stay one more year, especially for how like skinny this kid is. He's not he looks like a 12-year-old out there on the court. His face looks like he has the biggest baby face I've ever seen. But then again, you're turning down NBA money. And what did you send us earlier in our group chat about NBA compared to what he can make right now in college next season?
okay. I think we have like about 16 million to spend in the portal right now, or on this upcoming roster. And if you're drafted, let's just say he gets drafted 13th or 14th or 12 overall. I mean, he's not going to make over 5 million that next season. I think the most he can make, if he's drafted 10 or higher, he'll make over 5 million. This is for this previous season. I don't know if it went up, but the number 10 pick makes over 5 million, but 11 through 14 make just north of 4. So if
Would
he
you
does
spend?
come back to UT, I think we'll give him $5 million.
Is he ready? Do you think he's ready? Just by
Lord
just.
no, Lord no, not even
Mm-mm.
not even 1/4 of the way. Not even. I mean, what would you say? Like, how many years would he spend like in the G League
A
traveling back and
while,
forth?
a while. He
Like three
he's
years.
he's got to put on weight. Dudes in the NBA are jacked. They're freaking massive. He did get pushed towards the end of the season. He did get a lot more aggressive and would go into the basket. He would back. He would turn around, back up, back in, and kind of bump his way back into the paint and put it in the basket with the layup. But like at the same time, there was so many times where he would get just trapped by one guy, couldn't get out because he didn't have the weight to push him around and get out of the situation that he was in. So, yes, I mean, I don't think is he ready for the NBA? Can he? The other question: can he play in the NBA? He can play in the NBA, but is he ready for the NBA? I don't think he's ready for the NBA. I think he can play in the NBA, but I don't think it's for a starting lineup or even a bench player at the moment. He's going to be in the D League because they got to put weight on the kid. My fandom, in my opinion, just because I'm a fan of UT sports, I would love to see Nate Ament back at Tennessee. Do I think it's going to happen? No. But could it happen? I'm not ruling it out because he hasn't made a decision yet. A lot of those players will be like, yep, I'm gone. As soon as the season's over, I'm done. I'm gone. I'm out of here. And if there is one guy in the world that can talk Nate Ament coming back to Tennessee, who is it? Rick Barnes.
Um, does
Rick
it
Barnes.
worry you though that Greg Polinsky, one of our assistants, on the radio a couple of days ago saying he should absolutely go into the draft, and I'm happy we had him for a year, but he should go in the draft.
Um, No, I mean the coaches are supposed to say that. What are they going to
Yeah,
say? He
exactly.
should go to the draft on the live on the radio. That'd be all over the freaking news. Oh, the Tennessee coaches say he's not good enough to go to the
Yeah,
NBA.
I don't think
Yeah,
you can put a lot of stock into that. I mean,
no, it's radio
the
talk.
quote, "If he's my son, I tell him to go," is kind of I
Yeah,
don't like
it's
that
radio
quote,
talk.
but
Radio talk.
I just
And
think I think the kid will benefit from it. I don't understand. Okay, I get like when you're drafted and you sign an NBA contract, you got how long is that contract? 5 years? 3 years?
3,
3 years? Okay.
I
So
believe.
that
Yeah.
is guaranteed money. Okay,
Mhm.
that's the only thing that
I don't
is
think the
totally
third year.
different.
I don't think the third year is guaranteed.
This is what would be totally different. College got their shit together. But, um, yeah, I just think the kid was so happy here down the stretch. I think he had a lot of fun. I don't know. I'm a Tennessee fan, so I'm totally biased here. I am absolutely 100% biased. I don't know what's best for the kid. I'm not gonna say I do, but I
No,
just think it'd be good for him. I don't. I think he'd enjoy it. I think he
I
had a
just
lot of
don't.
fun playing here. I don't think his family's really
Again, that this
desperate
is
for money.
this is
But
me speaking. This is me speaking from a Tennessee fan point. I agree with you. I think another year at Tennessee would benefit him. Now, the only thing that would not benefit him is injury risk, which we've seen that he can have an injury because he's so tall and lanky and people land on his feet and his ankles all the time and roll him up, just like the Alabama player
yeah,
did.
that is a
That's the only thing that I would be like, yeah, you need to go right
from
now and make
an
the money while
NBA kind of
you yeah,
the rules there kind of go against that. Like
exactly. It's not as
you have a
rough.
lot less likelihood to get injured. Uh, I don't know. Now I'm actually thinking
Yeah.
about it. I don't know what I tell him if
Yeah.
I'm in his agent. Well, let's move on. I hope he comes back. Let's just say that because I think he's a
I,
really good basketball player, and I think I want to see him another year. But I just get this weird feeling. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm totally just
I
being
just get
a
a Tennessee fan.
idiot. Maybe I'm just a Tennessee fan, but um, I mean, is it not? I feel like he would have announced by now. Maybe I'm
I
wrong there.
feel like he's definitely thinking about it. I'll give you that. I feel like he's definitely thinking about it. So But anyway, real quick before we move on to football and the orange and white game, and then we'll go into baseball. Uh, I saw some articles about way too early polls to top 25 in basketball next year, and I didn't even read it. I know Tennessee wasn't in the top. Exactly. Like, what is the
you don't even know
effing
what the
point?
team is.
What's the
Like
point?
legitimately, I'd say our top like 7 players might not even be here yet. Look at
No.
Dwayne Brown. I'll give him a top 7. But I mean, I don't. Yeah, you can't do that. What the hell is even the point? I think we were like top, like number 12 in one of them, but no point at all.
Yeah, that was the dumbest article I've ever seen. But I guess that's why they call it way too early. But it's way too dumb right now to even teams don't even have their players yet for that. But yeah, let's go ahead. Okay, the orange and white game is this Saturday, and we've sat here and talked about the portal and basketball. And I want to talk about the portal too in football real quick because we have a lot of newcomers on our defense. And well, I know you want to talk about Chaz Coleman and his absence from practice because he's apparently been homesick. But real quick before we get to any of that, do you think the portal in football is changing? Because I do. I think a lot more kids are going to stay with the teams that they are with right now because they're seeing other players, like I brought up earlier in the podcast of Nico Iamaleava going and basically probably screwing up his career by leaving Tennessee. If he never left Tennessee, I think if he had a pretty good career, he'd get probably first 3 rounds of the draft, probably drafted in that after his junior season. But I think more players are going to start staying at their programs that they committed to, other than transfer to another school. Do you think that's going to start being a thing more in football than basketball? Because basketball players is like, oh, I'm gone, I'm out, see ya. But football players, I think it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I just think it's a different sport. I don't think you can just hop around. It's basketball. Like we play pickup games in basketball. It's a way different sport. So in football, yes, I absolutely think it's a different deal. You're gonna see like basketball. It's like okay, big time power conference guy come off the bench. Um, oh, Wake Forest has offered me some money, so I'll go be a star there or try to be a star there.
Oh,
And the star at Wake Forest is like, hey, I want to go be a star at a better school for a higher paycheck.
exactly.
And that's just how it goes. Choo, choo, choo. And you've seen that in college football to a certain extent. The bench players for Georgia and Alabama transferring out, and they don't have that competitive depth that they used to have. But I
But like
definitely
you,
do think a starter though, a guy who's just like, because there's so much more roles in football. Um, I think they're more tend to stay. So
yeah, because
overall percentage, I would agree.
you're not going to be a starter. Like, so you're not with a starting. You're not going to be a massive starter on a big program. Like, oh well, North Carolina's offering me a lot of money. I'm going to go there. When you're probably going to get drafted from that massive program for if you stay another year and play really, 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 really well. So it's different. It's not like basketball where like, well, this lower program has offered me three, like put like JP Estrella into effect here. You've heard a lot of rumors of him going to Indiana and stuff like that. Indiana is a program that is not Indiana anymore. They've fallen off a cliff in basketball. They're not really respected like they used to be. They're not great anymore. But hey, I'm probably not going to go to the NBA, so I'm going to make my money here, right here,
Yeah,
because this is how I'm going to make my money because I'm not good enough to go in the NBA because NBA is such a small realm of players. You don't have it like football where there's like 53-man rosters and
I'm
and
not gonna
training
act like, yeah,
player
exactly.
training camp players like you can get called up. It's nothing like that at all.
Yeah, I can't put myself in his shoes and make that decision. Like, if
Mm-mm.
someone offered to double my pay, would I go somewhere else? Probably. Any walk of life, double, freaking double.
Yeah,
Yeah, and okay, is this a step down? Relatively, I guess. I mean, I'm playing at a Big Ten program, which is apparently the conference that's killing it. And
yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
that
you're not
hmm,
like put it more into perspective. It is so much harder to make in the NBA than it is, say, like the NFL for college players, because in college you can be a decent and a pretty good player and get drafted, and either ride the bench or be a backup and play in the league for 12 years. You'll get tossed around to team, but you're going to make money for 12 years straight.
Yeah.
That's just how it's going to be. You're going to be a clipboard, but you're still in the NFL.
As
Still
Hendon
making
Hooker
money.
signs with his like fifth team.
Yeah, exactly.
I
So
mean,
that's what I mean. It's like you can be just a backup type player in the NFL and you're going to float around forever and make good money doing it. So it's nothing like college kids. So I understand the way it is in basketball because you don't have that chance at the professional level. You can go to G League, but you ain't making no money down there. Come on, like let's be real. So yeah, I think I think more players are going to continue to stick with their teams in football because you saw it this year with Josh Heupel. Like major impact players didn't leave, and then you had Arion Carter like, "Oh, I'm out of here," and then he's like, "Oh, wait a minute, I think I should go back." I
yeah,
think it's that.
you've not seen that as much in basketball. I feel like. I mean, I've
Yeah,
dove into in depth. I mean, half the players are in the portal, so that
yeah.
says something. Um,
3,600. I mean,
yeah,
3,000 out of 5,600 in the portal. That's
I have a
crazy.
random topic, but I kind of want to talk about it. I should have said this earlier.
Go for it.
Um, do you think the Big Ten has surpassed the SEC totally?
In what sport?
All of them?
I don't think in football.
3 straight titles, man.
Yeah, but that's just top heavy. That's what people have just said for SEC for the longest time. It's top heavy. It's only Alabama. It's only Georgia. Like that's what they said for years and years and years. You go down the list, I think the majority of SEC teams beat their middle of the pack teams. That's just in like a regular season. If you
I
take
would
the
say so too. Yeah,
if you take
but
the middle of the pack in their conference, the Big Ten, and put it in our conference, they're losing a lot more games. That's just my opinion, but it's getting it. I think the
is
top
that
heavy
their
part.
advantage? Is that an advantage for them? Because they don't like SEC. I
They
feel
don't.
like everyone wants to be a king here. Tennessee, Ole Miss, Auburn, Alabama, Georgia,
Uh-huh.
Florida,
Uh-huh.
South Carolina, even LSU, A&M, Texas, Oklahoma. We all want to be the king of football. That is our peak. We feel only about, I mean, Michigan, Ohio State, USC, Oregon, Indiana, and Nebraska, or in Penn State want to be like that top deal in football. And I mean, Nebraska, I should have said that because that's not realistic anymore. Um, but you have less of the like Illinois, Northwestern, Purdue, Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota, Washington, UCLA, Rutgers, Maryland. They
Yeah,
all know
they're
their
not good.
place.
They're
They
not good.
all and they're not competing. Like Maryland and Michigan have nothing in common, right?
Uh-uh.
Like
Uh-uh.
at the in 2026. Like they are not unless the guy is literally just from Baltimore and just dreamed of playing there, he's gonna choose Michigan in every situation. But if a guy like Ole Miss is the Maryland in most situations, like if you compare the two conferences for the
Yeah,
SEC.
true.
But but guess what? Ole Miss was the last team standing from the SEC. They were competing for national title with an interim head coach. They're
Yeah.
they're like our middle and low end middle are so much higher than the Big Ten. Slime unreal. And honest to God, is that a disadvantage for us? Is our talent so widespread and so like we eat each other
Oh
and we
yeah, we
take each other's
100%.
rosters. And the Big Ten, it's just that they build a top team. And I mean, to be fair, all of it, Kirk Cincinnati, I don't know what you even say about that. That's something
That's
on its
insane.
own. That's something on its own. But
But okay, just say like Ohio State, or let's say last year Ohio State and Indiana is playing Maryland, and Georgia or Texas or something like that is playing Ole Miss. That's not even the same ballpark of a game. Like Ole Miss playing Georgia or Ole Miss playing Texas or one of those teams is not the same as Maryland playing Ohio State. That is not the
I
same.
mean, brother, we saw Vandy win 10 games this
I
year.
know, I
You want
know.
to tell me it's not widespread? Vandy's winning 10 games. We can't even hell. South Carolina is going to have a roster of good players that are picking, and it's just there's not enough. Then Clemson and Florida State creep and Miami creep in because they're in our territory as well. And same you'll see with like Oklahoma State, Louisville. So it's like everyone's fighting over in the South and the Big Ten. I feel like you just get the best of Ohio, and then they got incredible NIL, so they'll grab the best player from wherever and add it to the mix,
Well,
and
let's
it'll
say
just be great. I
let's say
don't get
you
what
have
is the problem with like I don't think Kalen DeBoer's. Here's another thing. I think if we're talking football, the Big Ten does have better coaching. I
as of right now,
hands
yes.
down,
Oh
hands
yes,
down,
right now, yeah,
hands
yeah,
down.
yeah.
Um, I don't think Kalen DeBoer is an elite coach, so you won't see the
No,
tippy top of Alabama. Same with and Kirby slipping. I think he's in a
because
rut
even
right
playing
now,
field. He's
and
not a
I'm not
rut.
angry
Even
about
playing
any of
field.
this. I hope he loses every game he ever coaches. I hope same for Kalen DeBoer. So
Hmm.
and they play each other, they can tie. Um, but
No, but like if you think about it, like the SEC, let's just go down like the top teams. You have you have Georgia, Texas, Alabama, Oklahoma, Ole Miss. Like just that right there is top heavy. And the Big Ten, you have Ohio State, Michigan, who isn't very good right now, Indiana, who is good, Penn State, who isn't very good right now. Like that's their top heaviness right there. That's their top four teams compared to like say our top four teams. And we haven't even mentioned like Florida is on a flop right now. Florida's usually pretty damn good. They're just on a hill of suck fest right now. And I'm just talking about like the history of the programs. Could you say that Big Ten is better? Yeah, right now, but I think as the playing field evens out here in a couple years, it'll go back to the way it used to be.
yeah, I think so too. I think the universities have to look to themselves. You know what's weird though? I'm just thinking about it. I was thinking about elite coaches. I don't. There's not a lot of them. I don't know. There's not a lot of guys I feel like are super. There's Kirk Cincinnati and Kirby Smart and Ryan Day, I guess.
Well, the play
Uh,
like I said, you're not going to get those elite
Sark.
coach. You're not going to get those elite coaches anymore because even the playing field is so much even. And people aren't just stacking super teams anymore. You can't do that. It's impossible. Like you just don't do it. Like there's NIL money. They're getting
Weird.
paid. They're going to different schools. It's even out the playing field. I told you I saw this podcast, and you said I'm so sick of Georgia winning. I'm like, well, that's about to change because it's going to be an even playing field, and Georgia's not going to stack every good player on their roster from the recruiting class in the South like they could because everyone else has money just like them.
It was weird though. I always thought I didn't believe that, truth be told, because I
Uh-huh.
thought Georgia was the only program who cared about this more than anybody. Because I like I just they don't care about anything else at Georgia.
Uh,
As I say, even though they're beating our ass in baseball. Okay, let's discuss it though. Chaz Coleman, he's missed all
mhm.
these practices. He's homesick. I mean, we're paying the kid $3.5 million. He's supposed to be the best player in this defense. Am I worried about it? Yes and no. I don't think he's a bad kid from what I hear. I think it's just he's homesick and that's it. He
Yeah,
I don't know
I wouldn't.
details on it, but am I worried about it? No, but I think you need to figure something out. I don't know what it is.
I think the Boo
Maybe
Carter thing's creeping in your mind. That's why you're worried. And
and
he's not
James
Boo Carter.
Pierce. There was a little James Pierce stuff there too. You've had a little weird situations, but I think this will settle down hopefully in a week here, and
Yeah,
hopefully he plays in the spring game. I do hate this era of college athletics because I feel like with that amount of money, you
yeah.
have the opportunity to go fly home and do all this crap. But back in the day, you just had to be away from your family, except that you're in a different situation. You don't have a
Well,
safety net anymore. You,
well,
you're you're on your own.
go back to the beginning of the podcast. The portal is ruining college athletics. So here we are.
To a
We are
certain
at the
extent, yes.
it's ruining it. It's not okay. So I do not get excited like I used to with sports because you never know who's going to be there or be gone in a blink of an eye. I can't get excited about a player because the next thing you know, he's like, all right, I'm out of here. Bye. And I can't. My excitement for college athletics has taken almost a back seat to professional sports, in my opinion. Because in professional sports, you at least have contracts. You at least have to have you at least have to have just a stability on a team for a little bit. You can trade guys throughout the season, but usually when you come back, you have a lot of the same dudes that you're familiar with. And that's what's different about college right now. And that's why I believe it sucks so bad right now, because you come back and there's no familiarity with any of these players. It's like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? Well, we know of them, but we haven't seen them play. How long is this gonna take to gel together? And it's frustrating. It's not as fun as it used to be. It's all over the place. We need like some type of stability within this NIL, or it's just going to be even bigger disasters for years to come. It's just
I mean, it does blow. I think the contracts would help, but even then, I don't think it'll feel like it used to.
Just something. Even you sign an NIL deal, you at least have to stay 2 years at this university. Like
I don't know.
Simple like
I don't
that.
understand. I know where the president passed some things, but it's not that yet. We need these ADs to give up control and then to be employees of the university with contracts. That's what it needs to be. It needs to be. I think we'll get there in about 5 years. I think we got a little more time of in the Wild West, and because I mean, surely, I mean, this is interesting for the time being because it's a weird little stretch here. I don't think it'll ever be the college sports we grew up with because
no, that
was
never
just different. That was just different. That was
people played the sport for the love of the game.
Guys eating ramen noodles and kicking ass. Like it was.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever love anything as much as those early Tony Vitello teams, because oh my god, the culture those guys had.
Well, it's not even that,
brotherhood, the brotherhood they had. I loved it so much.
Okay, well, it was that way.
I'll never miss Evan Russell hitting homers, and every time he had a different dance, and it was just like, and they all feel like they were like a unit, like one, and it was so awesome.
Okay, well, it was just like that in football too. It was like that in football too before NIL took over. It was just like that.
But we were never good at it. So
yeah, we were
2022.
You're too young.
No, I meant as being a fan. I mean, I've of course seen. I made all those videos. I know what it was. But I mean, Tennessee was dog crap from the era. I mean, I had the Josh Dobbs years, but
like let's do that. Let's talk about that real quick before we move on to baseball. As they go to Starkville this weekend, what you probably don't get the Josh Dobbs. I'm sorry, in the NIL area, you don't get that. Someone's offering him a shit ton of money, and he's gone. Bye.
I don't know. I feel like we would have paid it.
Yeah. Do you? You know that for sure?
I think we would have. If you put if you put him in this situation, I think we would have paid to keep him because how good he was in 2015. And I think
you'd be on edge even
though 2016 would have probably been like 2016 collapse feels like an NIL drama, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. You would have to be on pins and needles every single year. It's like, oh God, is he going to be here? Is he going to be our quarterback next year? Like that's where your mindset is. You're just not.
That is so terrible, man. That's why you need contracts. You don't need
exactly.
This, will they or won't they kind of crap.
You would be that way. You would be that way with Dobbs. You go in every year like, well, I can't wait to see him progress next year. He's going to be a baller. Well, I don't know if he's even going to be here. Like that. I hate that.
I went through a little stage of being nostalgic for the good old days, but at the end of the day, you just need to know this guy's going to be here. Unless someone wants to pay out the ass. Like, the only problem is you couldn't have major contracts with a college player because he can only stay 4 years. So it's kind of a messy little thing, but it's most you could do is I guess 4. And I don't know. Do you think coaches will be feeling good about giving like a high school recruit a $4 million a year contract?
Dude, no. That is about to go out of the water. That's about to end.
That could actually secure that player up. And
here's the thing. I'm gonna go along with what I heard a high school coach say one time. This has ruined high school recruiting. Ruined it. It has ruined high school recruiting. It's all over the place now. Like kids, there's less people being recruited by schools out of high school now than there ever has been before, because that's just how it is. They'll go to some small not private school, some community college now, and wait for their turn to get called up. Like, oh, I'm going to go to a smaller school and hopefully I get acknowledged or get some eyeballs on me because that's the only way I'm going to get up here now because high school recruiting is turning into a dead sea over there. So uh, we'll see how that goes, but I don't know. I think it's starting to really ruin sports, which is
Uh,
taking my
can
taking
you can you end it
taking.
all? I mean, I guess they'll just
I
take
don't
you to
know, man.
court. They'll take you to court.
No, they'll take it to
That's
court every time. It'll never be able. You'll never be able to end
yeah.
it.
You know,
You'll
you
have
can
rules.
never put the toothpaste back in the tube. So you just gotta make the
Nope.
best
Nope.
situation and make them, you know,
Yep.
multi-year athletes. And I hate to tell them, this, but NC State, Oregon State, Washington State, Northwestern, think you're just screwed. But then again, Vandy just won a bunch of games, but they got money out of nowhere. So
Yeah.
whatever. Maybe here's the thing: you're screwed unless you can find the guy who really loves your school with a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah.
everyone has one, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, the baseball team, we
Mm-hmm.
are 4-8 in SEC play, heading into a massive series in Starkville, the largest stadium in college baseball. Um, and what's the deal? We've won a lot of games. Uh, it's uh, it's a weird
It's great.
situation.
It's great that it's great that Georgia beat them in Starkville last weekend for our sake. It's great. That's a great thing. You know.
The minute someone told me that, I was like, oh, we're
Well,
we're just we're just the luckiest sons of bitches ever, aren't we?
yeah. This will be the week where everybody's down. And we go down there and win the series, but that's not going to happen. I don't trust this team to save my life. I don't think. I can't even get up to even watch this team anymore.
Yeah, I was
I'm gonna support them. I'm gonna watch every game. I'm gonna go to majority of the games because I have season tickets. But man, this is tough on my body.
it's rough going, man. It's tough. I gotta be honest. Yeah, it is tough to invest all that and then just get kicked in the
Uh-huh.
nards. Like it's tough, man. I mean,
I
and
spent.
I ain't never seen a team do it like this. I'm just being honest. Like I usually got like three, like maybe two or three of those. It happens, but like, damn, you're doing a lot, man.
Dude, I'm sitting there. I haven't seen my wife in about 3 weeks because the NCAA tournament. She was there working it, and man, I was gonna have a great day, spending the day with my wife, sitting out on the porch watching Tennessee baseball in the outfield, and everything's going great. I was sitting there watching Blaine Brown hit a grand slam. I'm like, man, this day's fun, man. The weather is perfect. It's 60 degrees and sunny out there with a little breeze. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be perfect. And then the bottom of the ninth happens, and we end up getting run ruled. Bottom of the ninth, and we have a lead, or the top of the ninth, and we have a lead,
With
basically.
two outs.
2 outs. All we needed is one more, and we ended up losing by 10, getting run ruled in our own friggin'
But
stadium.
you had to add something. I mean, what did we didn't score
Man,
from the second on or
that was
something like that?
rough, man. That was a rough feeling walking that stadium where I could have done so many other things in that day with my wife that I haven't seen in forever. But nope,
And
I sat at a baseball stadium and got pissed off.
that's the fear, though. Like you said, you're pissed off. You spent your day there, right?
Yep.
That's the fear. Baseball doesn't have that thing football has. Football is like, I was doing this regardless, with football. Like, you don't have to question that choice. People kind of got options when it comes to baseball. You got to be fun. You got to win too. You need to win and you need to be fun. Like,
Here's
I hate like going 1, 2, 3 down because I feel like we do it so many times.
3 down so
We're
much.
so boring. It
Well,
sucks.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. And I'm not trying to be all, oh, this can turn around. I mean, it can. But here's what this baseball team does. They cast their line and lure you in to thinking, oh, they're going to pull this one out. And then bam, disaster happens. They need to have the game where the disaster doesn't happen and they make the other team create their own disaster. We've got to get over that little hump and see something positive so they can be like, okay, I just saw that. I just saw us win. We pulled that out when things were tight. It hasn't been like that. They haven't pulled jack shit out. The only thing they need to pull out is their heads out of their asses. And I
It's
need That's what I need. I need it for my
I don't know
fandom.
if it's mentality. I don't know if it's just like they need to see it happen. I mean, Cam
I gotta
Appenzeller
see it
pulled
happen.
it out. Cam Appenzeller just went balls to the wall and pulled that one
No,
win out, yeah,
he's a
against LSU.
badass.
So that was
I've been
like the
telling
only
her.
moment where it was like, without a doubt, I was confident in these guys, like to finish the job. Like it was
Mhm,
just felt like, yes, we're gonna finish this. Don't
yep.
you worry, I got this. Rest assured, I got this.
Mhm,
It's been the bullpen, but the bats deserve as much hell. I don't think any game we had more than like what 6, 7 hits against LSU. It was pretty putrid on the at the plate. I mean, we got walked a good bit, but I just, I mean, the era that, let's be honest, this is the house Tony Vitello built with the ball we were playing in the 2022 to or 2021 to 2025. Like that house, that big expansion to Lindsey Nelson was built with that style of ball. And what's that style of ball? Hitting the shit out of the baseball. That's what we
mhm.
fucking did. We hit like no other. And it was awesome. And we pitched. We were one of the best in ERAs you could ever see. And I just hate not feeling confident during at bats. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I'm even saying. I'm just like, we gotta be better. Obviously, that I think these hitters have a lot of talent. I do think they are
Mhm.
talented guys. They have a high end to them. And we can pull this out. We can save this season. They have the ability to do that. Am I confident in that happening? Absolutely not. But I will say that 2023 season, we were 5-10, which is it is the same as 4-8. So essentially, um, and if you just get hot and keep winning, I think someone said that if we go 9-9 in SEC games down the end of the
Mhm.
season to the end of the season, we will be in the postseason, and that'd be awesome. I would love to see this team, turn it on, and it just sucks though. It sucks to say you're 4-8, and dude, seven. Okay, you have 12 losses though overall. You have 12
Mhm.
overall losses.
Yeah.
You led past the seventh inning in 7 of those losses.
Yes.
That's unheard of, dude.
That's what I mean. You just gotta have it happen.
You've
You gotta
lost
win it.
3 Sunday games in conference. You led by runs in all four. Do
Five.
you know what your bet money in Tennessee up 5 runs? I would have won like 20 cents. I mean, if that's like 99 when you're up 5 runs.
Yeah.
You've blown it 3 times,
Mhm.
3 out of 3. I mean, it's insane. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's remember the basketball team, we were scared of them getting up by too much. Maybe that's the thing with the baseball team. Oh crap, we're beating the crap out of them. We're screwed. I don't know, because I remember saying on this podcast my favorite thing about the team was the bullpen. I thought the bullpen was elite. I thought we
Uh,
had a lot of great arms, and
been our worst thing.
Krenzel doesn't. I mean, I feel sorry for that poor guy.
I
He's been
know.
through it. He's been through it.
Rough. Rough, man.
Arvidsson, I was shocked as hell when he walked 3 dudes, um, in a crucial spot, and
That's bad.
yeah,
That's
I don't
rough,
know,
man.
man. I just
Well,
I think
we'll see.
they got like the bullpen can be great. Was I still believe in that potential, and Kirby coaching them, but the bats, I think their high end is what they showed at Georgia probably,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, I mean we should be like 10-2 if we could finish ball games in
Yeah.
SEC play. We should be ten and
Yeah.
two. We should be a top 5 team
Yep.
in the
Gotta
country.
see it. It's gotta happen.
We
You gotta
just
quit
gotta
blowing it.
finish the job. I've seen you have the ability. Just
Yep.
finish it. Just absolutely
Uh-huh.
finish. This is a great starting pitching staff.
Uh-huh.
This is great. Mac, Blanco, and Coons. That is a quality 1, 2, 3. And then Arvidsson, if you want to throw him in as another option. That's a great 1, 2, 3, 4. You just got to finish the job, man.
Agreed.
That's it. And you have the arms to do it. You have all the ability. I like to see that Lloyd kid maybe thrown in on weekends too. He doesn't have to be reserved for midweeks. I really do think this team though they can turn it around. I will say I gotta see it though
exactly. You
I've
got
said
it
this and been kicked in the nards
every
more
single
times.
time this season, almost every single time this season. But we had the midweek here yesterday. We got in a bind 6-6, and then we ended up winning 12-6. We not squeezed it out. We were clutch and ended up winning that. Let's see if that can carry over into Mississippi State. I have to believe it to friggin' see it, like you just said, Austin. I don't feel good about it. I think we're gonna get swept, but we'll see. Every time we're gonna win a series, we get absolutely demolished. So I'm just gonna go ahead and the opposite. We're getting swept. We're getting annihilated down there because they just lost to Georgia last week in their own house. So we'll see what happens, Austin. Great podcast. A lot of good topics. We will do it again this upcoming week. We'll see what happens with the spring game. Baseball, the portal. It's just pure. We'll see what happens. But anyway, man, good podcast. Good show. Didn't get to much comments tonight. Sorry about that. But anyway, we'll do it again. Good night. Go Vols, and God bless.